Hi all, today I'm going to be talking to you about the Bonavita variable temperature electric gooseneck kettle. I've had this kettle for about a month now and I really love it, so I'm just going to run through some of the features, some of the design, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll go ahead and time how long it's going to take the max fill to get up to a boil. So a little bit more about the Bonavita. It's two pieces. You have the kettle with the heating element inside of it, and then the base station, which has all your controls inside of it. So this just fits right on top of there, and then you have all of your control buttons right here. You have a power button, a temp set button, a plus and minus button to change the temperature, hold button, and a Fahrenheit Celsius button. So programming it to get a certain temperature. First you're going to turn it on, and when the screen is blinking, that means you're in the temperature set mode, so you can choose what temperature you want it to be at. Once it goes solid, like it is now, it's telling you what temperature the water inside the kettle is actually at. So if I wanted this water to be at 190 degrees, I'm going to enter the temp set mode, so it's blinking, and I'm going to push the plus and minus arrows. So I'm going to bring it down to 190. And I'm just going to let it sit, and it's going to blink until 190 is set in. So now 190 is set in, and it's already up to 185. I don't have a lot of water in there now, so it's pretty quick. The light switched off because it hit the temperature I told it to. Another option is the hold button here. So if you're going to heat it up and walk away, you'll be back in the next 5-10 minutes, you don't know how long it's going to take, you want it to be ready when you get back, you can hit the hold button. What that's going to do is it's going to have it get to a certain temperature, and then it's going to have it stay there. So if we want this to hold at 202 degrees, I'm going to turn the machine back on, and then I'm going to hit temp set. So I'm in the temp set mode. If you're within the temp set mode, if you're in there and you hit the temp set button, it's going to jump around to different temperatures, so you don't have to plus and minus arrow the whole thing. What did I say? 202 degrees. So I'm going to get back to the 205, button down to 202, but this time I'm going to make sure the machine's on. This time I am going to hit the hold button. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring the water up to 202 degrees, and then it's going to hold it there. It's not going to drop it at all, so it's going to maintain a constant temperature within 1 or 2 degrees. So I've dumped the water that I just heated up, and I've let the kettle cool down. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to time how long it takes to heat up a full pot up to boiling, so 212 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to fill it with some cold water. It has a max fill line on the inside. Once you get in here, it has a max line of 1 liter. So I'm going to fill it all the way up to the 1 liter line with room temperature water. Okay, hit that. I'm going to turn it on, get in the temp set mode, take it up to 212 degrees, and I'm just going to let it heat up. And I'm going to start the timer right now. So as that's heating up, I'm going to just run through a couple of my dislikes with the Bonavita kettle. Really, I've had it for a month. I use it at least once a day. I really enjoy almost everything about it. It has nice pour, the temp hold, how fast it heats up. If you're just making 1 cup, you don't have to fill it up all the way. It's really great. A couple of things I don't like are how short the cord is. The cord's only about 1 foot long, so it does have to be pretty close to an outlet. The other thing I don't like is once you have it up to that temperature, if you're making multiple cups of pour over, once you take the kettle off the base, it turns off the base. So when you put it back on to continue the water to hold at that temperature, you have to turn it back on and push the hold button again. But really those are my only 2 grievances against the Bonavita kettle, and they're both small and really insignificant to everyday coffee making or tea making or whatever you're going to use the kettle for. So we're at a minute right now, and I will be back as soon as that gets up to temperature. Alright, here we are bringing it up the last few degrees. We're almost at 7 minutes, as you can see. The last few comments. I really do enjoy the Bonavita kettle. It's one of the favorite things I've bought for coffee making. Even as far as different making devices go, this really helps you perfect all your pour over methods and is really convenient with the hold feature. I'll put on the water before I hop in the shower in the morning, and I come back and I can make my coffee nice and fresh right before I head to work. So that is something I really love about it. I would highly recommend buying the Bonavita variable temperature gooseneck kettle. Like I said, I use it once or twice every single day, and I've had it for a month now, and nothing has gone awry. So really enjoy it. Let's see if we can get up to 212 here. There it is, 7 minutes and 33 seconds to get up to a full boil with a full liter of water, which is the max capacity of the Bonavita variable temperature kettle. Feel free to comment below if you have questions before you're going to buy one, or any comments.